Hi Virgo, this is your forecast for the month of September 2018. This is a general reading for Virgo Sun, Virgo Rising, or Virgo Moon. For a more rounded overview, please watch your rising and moon sign as well. So Virgo, this first week you're starting off with a major card, and it's a great card. It's a card of success and optimism, and this week could be a focus on children, father figures, your role as a father. It could be a vacation, your health, your vitality. This is a week where you may be dealing with prominent people, people of influence. And so you're focused on your success. There's something that you are driving toward, your ambitions, your sense of achievement. You want to empower yourself. And this could be a week of opportunities, of prosperous development, of feeling blessed because you have attained something, you have achieved something that you wanted. So you could feel a sense of emotional well-being. You may be very creatively inspired this week. This card also has a tie to Leo, so that may be an important sign, and the things associated with Leo: entertainment, vacation, pleasure seeking, romance, children, your creative expression. So this could also be a week where literally you are dealing with the heat or there's sunny weather. And whatever's going on in your life right now, this is a week where you feel good about living. You're more optimistic about what the future holds, and you could be making decisions that weigh in on your destiny, your future, and connecting with people again of influence who can help you and open doors for you. You're looking at things in a positive light. And because this is a week of opportunity, it also is going to open up more challenges for you. Each opportunity is going to require more of you, more responsibility, more demands. And so in some cases, you may not, be expecting what comes along with the opportunity. And it's going to be important this week how you play your hand, how you respond to the people in your life and the key players. So it's important to have the greater vision of the goal, how the game is played, your strategy, who's involved, and what everybody's role is so that you can understand the purpose of a situation, because again, you're making some life choices, and what your purpose is in connection to others is also going to be highlighted. And this is a week where you are drawing people to you. You're pulling on your strengths of tact, diplomacy, friendliness, congeniality, and that's pulling in people of influence that want to help you. Your magnetism, your positive way of being, your confidence in self is attracting a like energy into your world. And so your best approach this week is to remain objective, not judgmental against others, and you're going to see results by using that as your go-to. If you're dealing with people who are challenging or difficult, you simply remaining in a positive mindset is going to allow you to smooth that over and overcome some kind of challenge. And this is a week where you can count on others. You've got that support that you need. You're getting the information that is pertinent to your affairs. You're connecting with people. You're networking. You have people that can introduce you to other people that can open up doorways for you. So you've got good connections, good friends, good information. And this is a week where maybe you want to shine. You want to express yourself in some way, whether that is in your relationships, through your endeavors, through your creativity. Your self-expression is going to be very important. Also, a focus on your health, your energy, your vitality, and how much confidence and esteem that you are radiating out. So regardless of whatever happens this week, keep in mind that there's going to be something that you can count on, one bright spot that's going to see you through. Even if you feel like you've been under a tremendous amount of stress or strain and you feel close to burning out, Now, this is all about you, your best strengths and qualities. And so if you can, this is a week for you to fight off any kind of self-doubt. This is all about believing in you and your capabilities, being confident enough to be front and center, but also being mindful of what the true opportunities are. Are you trying to impress the wrong person? Or are you running after saving a situation or people that have a negative influence on you? And we also have to address the lesser side of the sun. This can be a week where you can be showing, an aggressive attitude. Maybe you're temperamental, or you're arrogant, or a little bit too cocky, or overbearing, or you're dealing with that. This could be a week where things get to you and your bad temper can come out. And it's likely because you had the bar too high. You were expecting too much of those around you, and you wanted it yesterday, and you're simply pushing too hard, and you end up angry and frustrated and possibly undermining what it is that you're going after. So you can be working so hard that you burn yourself out, or you burn a situation out. It could also be, again, this self-absorption, because remember, the sun is the center of everything. The planets revolve around the sun. And so if you become self-absorbed or too oblivious to what's going on, you can experience some kind of setback. So this is a week, again, to let your frustration be a driving motivator toward your ambition. But knowing what your limitations are, not pushing, to get from A to Z yesterday. This is about being your best self and wielding your influence in a positive manner in order to get ahead. Now, the second week, there's not a lot of activity going on. For some of you, maybe this did have a connection to a vacation in the sun, taking a break, taking a rest. For some of you, the focus was on health and vitality, and you may be recuperating from some kind of illness. You may be, perhaps you're a hospital worker, or you're visiting a hospital, or you're a medical patient. So this is about taking a break. You may be in preparation for something. You're working toward your success. You're coming up with a strategy. You're trying to figure out what you're going to do next. And perhaps you're withdrawing in order to do that. Maybe you're even having to reconsider your position or regroup based on whatever happened last week. So you want to get a break from some stress. Maybe, again, you're recovering from some kind of illness. But there's very little movement forward. There's not a lot of activity, not a lot of communication. And then the negative, you may be frustrated about people that you're dealing with. Maybe this is an unwelcome guest that you're having to show hospitality to, or maybe you feel like you're in exile for whatever reason. Maybe you've been emotionally isolated and you're an outcast. In some cases, perhaps you're tired of conditions that you're dealing with and you're on strike. But you have withdrawn and you're trying to decide what the next move is. And so for some of you, that sun is going to brighten up, and it means that a situation is going to give you some hope. Something is going to rejuvenate you, motivate you, restore you, and make you feel better about life. On the other hand, you may be wondering, what's next, because you feel like your security is in jeopardy, or there's a lack of motivation or ambition. So something has recently ended for you that requires you to take stock and regroup. And again, this is another card where you have to be careful about moving in extreme positions, whether you are, again, trying to do too much too soon, or you're looking at where you just simply haven't been doing enough. So in the positive, this is, you taking some time out to relieve yourself of stress, to come up with a plan, a strategy. And even though there's not a lot happening, perhaps last week you made some important connections and you're waiting to see how that plays out. And so this is a week where you're just taking it easy. You're going to let the story unfold. Maybe you haven't heard back or something hasn't moved forward, but yet you're not jumping to any conclusions. You're just letting things play out. And this could be a week where you have a greater appreciation of life. You're trying to enjoy yourself. You feel a sense of contentment. You may even be focused on your spirituality. Maybe you're doing some meditation. You're getting back to your inner self. But for others of you, especially if there's been some kind of indiscretion, you may be called to task for that. This could be a week where people are looking for apologies, for explanations. There's been some kind of shortcoming or oversight, and people are waiting for answers, either you or the other person. And that may not be forthcoming. There may be a difficulty in making a decision, or maybe you feel burned out because you simply don't have time to relax. It could be that you can't relax because you're in some unpleasant surroundings or connected to something that is stressful for you. And you may be trying to hold on to a circumstance that's negative. It could be that you've got a lot of loose threads right now, unfinished business, too many things hanging in limbo, and you're not addressing it the way that you should or in a timely manner. Your go-to is to wish it would all go away, or you're still thinking that you're going to ride off on a white horse and save the day, or you're going to bring a dead issue back to life. So this is a week to allow that sun to shed light on some things and recognize the facts of a situation. Even though, your options are limited this week, again, you're going to have to understand where you need to act and where you need to hold back. If you're not dealing with issues in the time frame that you should, it's going to create some complications for you, and it's going to put some other areas of your life in jeopardy. So this is about dealing with things, giving it some thought, knowing when to act, trying to decide what your next move should be. And this could be a week where things are either moving forward or they're not. Now, the third week, you are either struggling or you're working to solve a problem. It could be that you could be in a competitive circumstance. Maybe you're in a competitive field, and maybe you're frustrated about that. You're trying to figure out what you can do to outwit the competition or deal with negative people. It could be you're dealing with somebody who is underhanded or malicious, or somebody that you didn't even realize was working against you. This is a person that instigates contention or conflict. And this is a week where you may be conflicted yourself. You've been going within to try to figure something out, and you may be having an inner battle. So you're dealing with something competitive. Now, for some of you, you have two cards that are related to sports. So there could be some connection to sports or working out or sports figures. This could also be a week of power struggles. It could be some legal issues that you have to deal with. But your ambition is important. Your energy versus that of others. So you may be trying to, blaze a trail. Again, your ambition is driving something. And there could be some unexpected events that come up where now you're questioning what's going on. You're looking at yourself and perhaps your goals or your future or your health. And, maybe you're looking at the people around you. Are they working with you to solve a problem, or are these the people that are actually working against you and creating a lot of conflict? Now, if you're drawing on the strengths of the sun, and remember, the key is your diplomacy, your tact in order to overcome challenge. If you're behaving honorably, and perhaps even taking on more of the load than is actually your fair share, you're likely to get ahead. And even if you are angry or irritated or frustrated, you may, repress that emotion. Well, repression is not a good word. You may overcome those feelings and not yield to the temptation to trigger a conflict. You're very aware of overstepping boundaries right now. And this, again, is a week where you're trying to solve a problem that relates to opportunity. And either you're working to create luck or you're pushing against your luck. So this could be a week of possibilities that may require you taking a risk. In some cases, for some of you, you're looking directly at your resources and whether you should be more frugal in a situation. It could be that, you're working unnecessarily hard. You may be taking the sun and, again, pushing too hard, or you're dealing with people who are, and making a situation way harder than it has to be. And it could be that people are not clearly communicating. There is the root of a conflict, and yet that's not addressed. No one's touching upon that. They're looking at this thing that happened, and they're going to use this as an excuse to argue or to remain in battle, rather than getting to the crux of the situation in order to figure out what's going on. So it could be you're conflicted with yourself this week. You simply cannot make up your mind. The Four of Swords may say that you're frustrated because there's some indecision. You can't get going or motivated. And because you can't come to a truth for yourself, you're finding it very difficult to get along with other people. This could also be a week where you are frustrated. You're going to have to work extra hard because all those loose ends that were hanging around last week are going to need to be addressed. And you may feel like the minute you take care of one thing, hello, here comes something else to deal with. So again, you have 3 cards now in a row where you may be very insistent on burning yourself out in situations that really don't have answers. It's a dead end, a no-win, and you can't get around that. And you keep trying to, and you can't really relax, nor are you actually getting ahead. So this is about, again, working to solve some kind of problem. You may be dealing with the courts, legal proceedings. You may be dealing with some form of aggression or some kind of underhanded opponent, or perhaps you are seeking relief after some kind of conflict. You are definitely, again, looking at yourself, your circumstances, and the motivations of the people that you're involved with. Now, the last week you have the Magician. This is a major card, and for some of you, there's a strong tie to a Gemini person. For others of you, this represents a male figure in your life, perhaps a son, a brother, a father, an important man. Or it could be somebody who has special knowledge or skills, a doctor, a lawyer, somebody that works in technology, an entrepreneur, somebody who, can speak very well, a motivational speaker, somebody who's inspiring, a promoter, a marketer, an artist, somebody who creates, manipulates, somebody who is good with language. So this could represent somebody you're connecting to or something within yourself, because this is a week that focuses on manifestation, having an idea, a vision, a goal, and knowing exactly how to bring it into physical form. You're using all of your strengths, your skills, your knowledge, your resources to make something happen. And this could be a week that focuses on resources. So you may be trying to gain some kind of mastery over something. You are focusing your energy in order to achieve your goal. And so naturally, your confidence, your willpower, your ability to visualize is going to be important. If you were struggling, this is the week where you need to be able to make a decision and you need to be confident in it. You are determined to solve some kind of problem. And this could be a week where, again, it may not get off the ground right at first go. You may have to rethink some things, go over them in order to solve that problem. You're trying something out, and your ability to adapt, to change, and to be flexible, to be resourceful is going to be important. So for some of you, there's this focus on success because you want to promote whatever you're doing, your skills, your talents. Maybe you're self-employed. For others of you, there's a focus on health. You've been struggling with that, maybe trying to solve some kind of problem. So you're going to connect to somebody who can give you some knowledge about that. Or maybe this is a business thing where you need help with computers or social media or some form of equipment. So you are focused on making something happen, and being self-reliant is going to be key. That's where your success lies. How much can you help yourself? And so this is a time where you may feel a great bit of confidence. You're willing to move forward to make something happen. You're not afraid to stand on your own. And because of that, people may take notice of you. You may be getting some recognition. That sun may be shining a light on you. You've got some star power, some influence right now, and you may be rewarded for your efforts or for your services. So you are overcoming some kind of challenge, perhaps. Maybe you're having a stroke of good luck, good fortune, and maybe you've had a long run of struggle, and this is a week where you can barely believe your good fortune, and maybe there's even some fear that that success is not going to last. But it's important that you maintain your power, that you believe in yourself, that you bank in on your self-esteem, and perhaps take the initiative for something and not have fear in taking action. Negatively, this is you being blocked, and you may be struggling because perhaps your creativity is blocked. You can't come up with ideas. Maybe you're connecting with somebody that is pretending that they have knowledge that they don't have. It could be you have a physical weakness, an emotional weakness, or you're weak on your resources. Again, maybe you're struggling with somebody and they're selfish in some way, and that's creating some frustration for you. Maybe somebody has been wasting their energy or their resources, or they've been unrealistic. And there's been, you're having to come to terms with struggling with mistakes, either your own or those of others. It could be that, again, the sun was played out through arrogance, and somebody could have been overconfident about something, or they're abusing talents. In the negative, the magician is somebody who is an opportunist, a liar, a con man. And so you may be dealing with problems where somebody is manipulating others for their own personal gain. And this could be a week where you need to balance and get some grounding with regard to a situation. Now, it could also be you. Maybe you're impatient. Remember, the sun has instigated you to want something to happen, and maybe you're wanting to happen too soon. And so you may get angry or frustrated, and again, you work against yourself. And because you were totally obsessive about your own interest, and there was a disregard for other people, their opinions, their advice, their assistance, their suggestions, and now, you're out in no man's land by yourself. So this is a week where, again, you have to be mindful of how you create your success. You have to be willing to learn and undergo perhaps some trial and error experiences. But this is about new skills, focusing on achieving some kind of goal. And because this is a major card, there are spiritual lessons involved. And it's likely that the last call doesn't rest with you. This is about taking the initiative. And that is the lesson here. The negative side of this card is being impatient. Now, the underlying energy is this Two of Cups. So partnerships are in focus. This could be a medical exchange, a partnership, again, with a doctor that focuses on health. Maybe somebody's struggling in the hospital, or you're struggling with some kind of illness. This is also about couples. And so your ability to manifest perhaps a romantic partnership, you're struggling with what to do, or maybe you're going to take a vacation with your partner. It's also about success, making decisions about your future. So dealings with colleagues and business partnerships. And so the key word this week is connection, mutual exchanges between two people. Maybe you're going to end the hostilities, or maybe you're going to reconcile with somebody. This could also be a month where you're entering into some kind of contract or agreement. So, sharing between you and another person to either repair or begin or balance some kind of exchange is going to be important. Whatever's happening, it's your feelings, your emotions that are front and center. And you're going to decide during this month which camp you rest in. Are you for someone? Are you going to support them? Are you devoted? Are you an ally? Or are you an enemy? Are you dealing with the competition? Are you dealing with an opponent? And you could go either way. So something is going to happen where you make that decision. Either you're being more affectionate, more loyal to somebody, or you're becoming more suspicious, more irritated. Now, positively, you're working together to overcome a challenge. You're solving some problems, and perhaps you have some success at doing that. You understand the other person. You're looking at something from their vantage point, and vice versa. You can relate to one another. And again, this is going to require patience to work through something, to accomplish something, to overcome something. And you may be right there at the finish line. You're almost there. You're working on building a foundation. And whatever your goal is, it's important and worth waiting for and putting energy into. But for others of you, you may be impulsive. Perhaps you're dealing with an ex, or somebody has violated your trust, or there's not an equal measure of give and take. And you may decide to end your relationship or separate. It could be you dissolve some kind of contract, or you're dealing with something where you have a troubling alliance. You're not compatible with one another. Maybe there's been some infidelity or some arguments or some resentments, some inequity. And so you may be going separate ways with somebody. And part of the issue may be impulsiveness on somebody's part. You may feel like you're at odds with other people. You may feel like everybody's coming down on you. You're misunderstood. Everybody's against you. They're condescending. They're patronizing. They don't get it. And it could be that something starts off with the sun very bright, very happy, but by the end of a situation, somebody has said something, or blurted something out, or they've pushed too hard, or they've been too impulsive or rash. And now there's a sense of uncertainty about that connection. That what could have been positive now is tainted with something. There's some negative energy where all parties involved feel uncomfortable. There's some suspicion and mistrust. So you could be looking at the people that you're with this month and determining who they are and what your connection is to them. And remember, the sun says it's very important to understand each person's role and their purpose, who's playing what and why. And so there could be people in your life where you felt very attached, very loving, very connected. And for whatever reason this month, those people are stepping on your last nerve, and they're starting to annoy you to no end. And you're wondering why you even thought you needed them in your life in the first place. So this could be a very emotional month where you're looking at your attachment to others and to circumstances. And you only have two major cards, the Sun and the Magician. This is success at manifesting something, and in some cases it's a connection to strong male figures. In other cases, this is about your health, your connection, perhaps as a parent, your future. And you also are dealing with an unstable situation. Again, maybe there's some challenges or competition or some problems to solve. And so perhaps all of those details have not yet been worked out. Something has not taken form yet. This is about, though, setting out some well thought out plans, putting them into action. Again, you may be inspiring others through some motivational speech, Some of you, there's going to be a sudden change in your career. Maybe you're changing your lifestyle completely. This is about the ability to reinvent your life. And for many of you, now is the time to stop talking and start doing. This is about walking your talk. You've got some mentally brilliant ideas and you are ready. You're ready to step up to the plate and step out and let the world see who you are. You're ready to shine. And you've got some bright ideas and you're excited about putting them out there into the wider world. Now, for some of you, part of this is connecting to some kind of business person. Maybe you're selling them an idea or a concept, or they're listening to all sides of a debate before they make their final decision. For others of you, this is about a decision maker in general. Maybe you're connecting to one, or that's you. You may have a position of authority. And for others of you, this is about motivating others, the ability to change the course of other people's lives. All right, Virgo, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, I'd love for you to subscribe. You can join me on Instagram, at Patreon for extra perks, or you can join me on my website blog for a daily post. And of course, you can always book a personal reading at thealchemistastrologer.com.